You really want them back.
Yes, I be with that man. Yes, that man be with me. But are we together? Absolutely not. But can you talk to him? Absolutely not. Do we go together? Absolutely not. Are we together real bad? Absolutely. You know?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Living with the X.
Welcome back to Living with the X. I can't believe it. Episode number, boom. I got two hands on it. You know? Wow. I feel like it was just the other day when I had the idea of creating this reaction podcast and or reaction channel. And it's been super fun. The logo, the way it came together, it was just effortless. And now here we are, episode number 10. It's a milestone. Before you know it, we'll be on 99 problems in a one. You heard me? So I'm excited. I appreciate you. We're at 30 subscribers so far. Let's try to get it up. When we get to 500, I could do every day of the week. But until then, you know, I'm going to try to give you this action, you know, so we can have actions and reactions to act to. All right, man. So I'm excited. Almost at a loss for words right now. I'm having so much fun. I love you guys. Let's get into it. Because you know, it's always comfortable when you're living with the ex.
Aw.
What?
My ex used to have that one. Good memories.
I know you did not just say that. You don't even remember what you had for breakfast, let alone you're telling me that you remember what your ex
I mean,
wore?
it was very memorable, babe. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
I know this was a skit, but at the same time, it was hilarious. You imagine being at the store with your girl and she like going through like lingerie or like her thongs and stuff like that as she about to buy, and you was like, oh man, I remember one night me and my ex, whew, I don't even think we went to sleep. She would be like, you know, them times when you think you hear something and you're like, no, I couldn't have heard that. There's no way I could have heard that. That's exactly how his girl felt, or his wife. I'm not sure, but you know they were together because she was beside herself. But at the same time, it was hilarious. It was a joke. But man, on the flip side, yeah, man, a dude might crash out. She held that thing together. All right, let's get into the next reaction. We starting off number 10, right? You heard me?
3 signs that your ex is starting to regret breaking up with you.
Day-Day, get your scary ass up, man. I know you heard that shit.
Pay attention to this because regret is what always comes before your ex apologizing and trying to get back in a relationship with you. Sign number 1 is that they start to find excuses to contact you. If your ex has started to watch your stories and they're reaching out to you consistently every day or every other day, it shows that they're missing you and they're starting to regret leaving you. That's a good sign. Stay the course. Sign number 2 is that they start to ask if you're dating anyone else or if you've moved on. If you say anything about dating anyone else, they start to get upset. This is a good sign. They regret their decision. Sign number 3 is that they ask to see you. Now, not randomly popping up at your house, but they make intentions to take you on a date.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
I'm not going to tell anyone how to live their life, but before you decide to get back with your ex, you might want to remember how it ended. See if they had any traits that were negative that were causing the breakup, and that those issues have been addressed, because insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting different results. So why would you go back to something that wasn't productive for you? We're trying to move on. We're trying to elevate, right? So that's one thing I would say. That's just word of advice. All right, let's keep it moving. It's 2025 and we doing more than staying alive. We're about to get into this next reaction. Let's go.
Who has made you cry the most? Who has the nicest body? Who is the funniest? Who does your mom like the most? Who has cheated on you? Who was the biggest liar? Who was the best kisser? Who do you think loved you the most?
Man, episode 10 getting kind of hot. Had to come out to Jackie. All right, let's get into it. So this last one was kind of cute. You know what I mean? It's a couple. I'm pretty sure this was a skit, but at the same time, this is something that females go through and guys either pick up on it or they don't. And women will leave subtle hints like, oh, my ex did this, or you don't do what my ex did. And I don't think that's a good idea in your relationship to compare your previous relationship to your new one, because then it gives these expectations. And if your ex was so good, why aren't you with them? So I don't think that's a really good approach, but this is a funny way to like hint at those things. And it's just a skit, but it gives, couples and people, table talk material like we're doing right now. So we're going to leave that couple alone and we're going to get into this next reaction.
That my ex pick me friend did to me, but it progressively gets worse. One time she posted a picture with both of us, and I'm not gonna lie, she looked so bomb in it, but when I zoomed in on myself, I was like, something is so off. I go to my camera roll and I start comparing the photos I had versus the one she posted, and this bitch literally photoshopped my arms to look bigger and stretched out my forehead.
I'm about to be on some real murder shit, eh?
Like, girl, what was the reason? It's literally already stretched in real life. It was honestly diabolical. I confronted her about it and she denied everything and deleted the pic right away. Another time she made me draw hickeys on her chest with makeup so that she could send out thirst trap pics to her Snapchat streaks. One of the streaks was a guy I was talking to at the time. When I first ever hit 10K on TikTok,
Money mag. I'm a money mag.
I posted about it on my Snap story and she slid up to it with a laughing face emoji. I only half slid the message, but like 10 minutes later I opened it and she unsent it. Best for last, duh. My real last name is actually Tran. It's not Colada, even though a lot of you think so. I'm used to getting a ton of jokes on it, like it really doesn't faze me, but when I tell you this girl, she was full on, like, not even joking, trying to convince people that I was trans. Cause like Tina trans, like.
What kind of shit is that?
This doesn't surprise me. I know a lot of females that will go out together. Let's say 3 girls go out and there's always that one, let's call her take it for the team friend, right?
Fuck, I'm a big bitch anyway. I need to slow down. But goddamn. The fuck?
It's the one that's always maybe the driver. Always protecting her friends. In the court of opinion, public opinion, she is the one that is less attractive by society standards. And she might be the funny one. But this is the girl that is almost used. They might, stay at her house, ask her to drive. They use her car. And I feel like pretty girls always use that unattractive friend, and they take advantage of her. And I feel like women do this a lot. They will make their friend seem of less sexual market value in front of men that they're trying to bid on. So let's say if there's a group setting and there's some attractive girls, they'll be like, oh, you like her? Like, oh, okay. And leave subtle hints why that man should not like that woman. Women do this all the time. And I understand it's competition and women know this, but they won't admit it. All right, let's get into the next reaction. This is a good video.
When I was in my early 20s, okay, I'll never forget this. There was a girl that I was seeing, and specifically I felt as if we didn't vibe, or we didn't really have like that sort of connection, and I didn't want to really see her anymore. So the last time I saw her, I told her this, that I don't think it's a good fit, and I don't think that we should continue seeing each other. So what you could see is, since I verbally, like, basically said, I don't want you, okay, I pushed away the interaction, so to speak. That, like, literally flipped a switch in her head, where instantly she was basically begging me to sleep with her right then and there. Like, we're talking almost on the verge of tears, right? She was trying to all of a sudden strip down and take her clothes off.
Nasty.
This is stuff that I saw physically. Like, I physically saw this with my own eyes. And it's because once that validation or that approval is no longer there, or it's been removed, or that attention is starting to be removed, and they're no longer validated, they typically want you even more.
A lot of guys fall victim to this situation. Females will play with a guy just because she's bored. She's not really into him, but she looks at men as entertainment.
She clearly does.
Or maybe she thinks she can do better. But in this situation, I like this dude. He took his ball and he went home, and then she was like, nah, I want him. I don't know if she was seeking validation and was superficial, or if she really realized, like, man, this was a good guy. I played with him and I need to get my shit together. Either way, L for her, W for my boy. That's what's up. He took his ball. He went home. And it's a good thing, because you could really let a female bring you all the way down as a man if you just let a female play with you, and it can mess up your whole life. You might end up start going to work late, lose your job, then your financials are affected. It could be your detriment if you mess with the wrong woman. So big ups to him for learning the signs, and hopefully this does not happen to you. All right. Now, let's keep it moving. Let's get to the next reaction.
This is a question that all of you are asking, and rightfully so. This is somebody that you were connected with and that you would like to have a second chance at a relationship with. While there are no guarantees in life, and we know this, we know that change and uncertainties are facts of life. It's the only certainty of life. We do know that most people reconsider their exes at some point in life.
They ain't no kid of mine. Fuck 'em.
Most people reconsider their past relationship.
What kind of shit is that?
As they're reevaluating it, questions you want to ask yourself: what was the quality of the relationship? And also, what are you doing now to make sure that that next relationship is going to be better than the last?
I'm a little conflicted and a little biased on this, because, you know, it's always comfortable when you're living with the ex. Nah, I'm just playing. But if you're thinking about getting back with your ex, there's things you need to evaluate. How did the relationship end? Was it detrimental? Did you catch him cheating in bed? Or did it just not work out because of timing? Maybe one person wanted to move, or there was a job situation and you just couldn't come to a compromise. So there's certain factors where this could be not necessarily destructive. And then there's situations where you're enabling and you're codependent and you're just trying to go back to the easy thing, right? It's hard to move on. So I think you need to do the pros and the cons and then move accordingly. That's all I'm going to say about this one. All right, let's get into the next reaction. But if you left once, you left for a reason. Now, depending on that reason is depending on what you should do. So let's collect our $200, pass go, and get to the next reaction.
I am going to share the easiest way to get back together with an ex. And I don't know if you should be following this advice, depending on if they were good for you or not. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because at least you could be on good terms. Absolutely the best way to get back together with an ex, or have a chance at getting back together with them, is to immediately stop talking right after you break up. This is the hardest thing to do, and a lot of people don't do it, which is why it gets messy after, and you say things you don't want to say. If you break up with someone and then you have a break, no communication, you don't say things you're gonna regret, you don't fight, and you just leave it, you can both come back to it with clear minds weeks later, and there is so much of a better chance that you will get back together.
Why do I feel like this is one of those girls that go back to their ex because he know how to tap that thing into the corner pocket with his eyes blindfolded? Just saying, you know, she might be doing the moonwalk when she get up. Okay, all right, let me stop. That's it. But nah, I feel like a lot of people go back with their exes because, you know, it's always comfortable. Nah, let me stop it. Nah, you know, what's comfortability for real? Like, you know, all jokes aside, you know, if you're with someone that already knows what you like, what you don't like, you guys have a certain type of chemistry together, it's easy to, you know, crave that. So I feel like a lot of men and women go back to their former situation because, you know, there was a reason why you were there in the first place. So not to say that it can grow or, you know, for longevity, but at least for a nightcap or, you know, that weekend, it could get it cracking. So I get it. So if you want to take her advice and you want to get it cracking on a Friday, Saturday night, have at it, player. But if you want to move on to the field, man, you better sharpen your skills and check out another video. All right, let's get into the next reaction. We cooking. Chef Curry with the pop, boy.
But look at you. Look how far you've come. You faced your trauma. And you came out on the other side. And I'm sorry to get a little emotional, but there were some times there when I was really worried about you, Miss Girl. Look at you today. I am so proud of you.
Hey, you know what we do over here when you're living with the ex. We love to leave on a positive note. This was a positive message. I feel like, you know, the world of public opinion is very hard on women, especially nowadays with, you know, the surgery and trying to look perfect and everything. And me, honestly, I feel like the only thing perfect is the word. And it can be really detrimental to your health. So, you know what we do around here. Call the people that love you. Tell them you love them. And of course, it's always comfortable when you're living with the ex. And I love you too. So let's keep it cracking. Tell your friends, tell your family, and let's get some more subscribers. And let's still rock this joint week after week. All right. I love you. Till next time when you're living with the ex.
I love you.